Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is Maria. If this happens to be your first time visiting, welcome to Siempre Infinitos DIY. Today I'm going to share with you how I made a Christmas house cake, so let's begin. So here I have 8 foam discs that I glued together, and then after I chose the color of clay, of course it's pink, I began to condition my clay because I wanted to make sure that there would be no bubbles once I begin to rolling it out. If you do find bubbles, they're very easy. Just go ahead and pop them and then that's it. Okay, so now I just want to also make sure that I do not roll my clay out too thin, because since I'm going to be using this piece of silicone matte, not matte, I'm sorry, silicone mold, I want to make sure that I do not rip the clay. As well, you also want to make sure that you press it down, because I did one before I did this one and it moved on me and I showed double lines, so I had to redo it again. Perhaps because I think, I don't know, maybe I added too much baby oil, but also when I first did it, because I did it twice, to be honest with you. And the first time I did it, I was using white clay. I wanted to see how it looked first before I went with the pink, just to make sure that that's what I wanted to add to my house, and it got stuck. So that's why I went in and add the baby oil, which is pretty much what I do anyways with my silicones or my cookie cutters. All right, so I needed 3 pieces of the same, so I actually, not 3, I'm sorry, I needed 2.5 pieces, and I just cut those out. But before I glue them down, I wanted to glue the top part of my cake, which is what I'm doing right now. And also I use I use foam clay for that. I rolled it out about a little bit over an inch, if not half of an inch to an inch, just to make sure that it went over, because once I add this part, normally y'all know it shrinks, and I didn't want there to be any gaps or anything like that. Then I also added a foam sheet underneath the cake. Now, y'all don't have to, I do, because in case I sell this cake, or still, I want to make sure that it is covered. So when it came to adding these pieces onto my cake, I had to be very careful not to press too hard, because otherwise I would dent the clay, or I would be erasing some of the design. And I had to also sit it up like the way you saw it, or you see it here, and I had to be very careful. And this actually took a little too long for me to add the pieces, because I wanted to make sure that it did not lap over the other piece of clay. If it goes underneath, there's extra and it goes underneath, I don't care. But I had to make sure that I lined it up really good, because also, it's gonna dry and there's 2 separate pieces, and I don't want there to be any gaps or anything like that. All right, so now we're going to be working on the door. Now, I love this silicone mold right here of this door. But what I wanted to do with this is I just wanted my door to be red, and the arch that goes around the door, I wanted that to be white, because if I would have left it all red, I felt like it would have lost the pattern, if that makes any sense. And I wanted to stick out more. That's why I chose to go with white around the door, which is the arch. So I got my inspiration from Pinterest, and what I actually do when I go in there is that I'll select about between 4 to 5 different pictures from bakers that have made these beautiful realistic cakes, and then I save the ones that I love the most, and then I'll pick from one or another of what they did to their cakes, or whatever it is that I'm making at the time. And then I come out with my own. Now, when I saw one that had the door, I fell in love with the door, so of course I had to order it. But before I forget, I'm going to list all of the places where I purchased my silicones from. There are quite a few, and I hope that I remember where I got each one from, but I'll put that list in the description box down below. Back to my inspiration, And the door that I saw was actually one solid color, and for me I felt like it lost that design. And of course I wanted mine to be a little different, so what I did, I just went right ahead and I decided to go with red and did the arch in white. And yeah, so that's what I do whenever I visit Pinterest. Okay, so back to the video. So now that I have my door all done, I am going to be very careful with it, and I'm going to gently place it on my cake, trying not to erase the design or put any thumbprints in there or my handprint. And friends, if you have not subscribed to my channel, I really hope you consider in doing so. As well, I hope I inspire you into making your own Christmas house cake. So with all of that being said, let's get back into the video. Okay, so now we're going to be adding a garland, and I do not know what number of silicone this is because I lost track. Okay, so keeping it very simple, I'm going to add a garland going all the way around, and then of course adding some berries. As well, I wanted to add some holly berry leaves, the ones that you see there sitting, but because I was using the same color of clay, I felt that it would just disappeared. So I just decided to add one in the center of the door where the little window is at. And I am going to be adding red berries to that as well, the garland too. And the doorknob is right in the center of the door. I thought that was so cute. And instead of adding brown, I wanted to add a gold bead, because at first I was going to add like a brown little bead in there, and I was like, no, let's make it red. I mean, not red, I'm sorry, gold, because as well, I'm going to be adding the color gold on my garlands that I'm also going to be adding on the top of the cake, which is going to go all the way around. Now, this is another silicone, if you have not noticed. If you are keeping count, let me know how many you counted so far, because I lost count. Anyway, so on this one here, this is actually my favorite one of all of them, because this actually gives me 12, I think 12 different designs, and I chose to use 3 of them, and I really love it. So here I'm adding the garland going all the way around, and on the green garland I'm going to add red berries, and then I'm going to do the white garland going right underneath that green, and instead of red I'm going to be adding the gold beads, because I want the gold beads to match my door knob. And as well, guess what? Yes, oh my goodness, it's looking so cute, isn't it? Really love how it's coming along, and it's actually kind of giving me that, that castle tower kind of vibe going on there. Okay, but before I add the other silicone, I want to add these snowflake stickers that I got from the Dollar Tree, and they are actually like little glitter foam sheets type of, that's what it felt to me. So I wanted to add some Christmas trees. And before that, at the Christmas tree, here is the other design that I chose to go with. And then this right here design, actually I'm adding it all the way around, as you can see what I'm doing right now. But you see right there where the clays meet, and you can actually see like a little gap. Well, I'm going to cover that, so I really didn't worry that much when I was adding it, when I was adding the 2 pinks together. But here are the trees that I chose to go with, and then the stars, I'm going to paint those gold. This way everything can match together, if that makes any sense. All these colors can combine. And then here is my sprinkles, and I carry these sprinkles in my Etsy shop. They have like 3 or 4 different sizes of gold beads, along with pearls and pink and green. And as you saw, it was extremely easy to make. I can't believe that I finally got around to making one. So here is a closer look. I really love how it all came out. I think I am going to be making a different one. So thank you so much, my friends, for coming in here, spending your time with me, for all of your support. And I will catch you on the next video. So until the next time, stay safe, be kind. Bye.